Hello everybody and welcome back to Testing Basics. Ignore the overflowing wash basket in the background. That is a good reminder of what I need to do after this. Anyone who's new here and doesn't know how Testing Basics works, in this series I buy 5 of one item from high street to high end, wear them over a week or so, wash them all if applicable at the end, and then offer a final review of where I think your money is best spent on this item. This time we're doing black straight leg trousers. Quite a hard one to buy online, I tend to think, because sometimes they're called slim fit, relaxed fit, definitely not wide leg, but sometimes a wide leg doesn't look too wide leg, sometimes a straight leg looks quite wide leg. It can be very hard to tell. So I've got 5 pairs here. I'm going to introduce them all very briefly now, show you them in a cutaway, and then we'll go into more information on the sizing of each of them as I wear them throughout the week. There's only one that I think you need to take a big note on the sizing about. Okay, so coming in at the most affordable, we have Weekday. These were £55. I have them in a size 36. In terms of sizing, for my bottoms, I'm always a bang on UK 8, which for the most part converts to a European 36. There's an exception within this, which I found out too late, unfortunately. And that's a US 4, I think. And I'm 5'8" and a leg 32. So just so you've got an idea of what you're looking at here. So your Weekday size 36, £55. The composition of these is 64% polyester, 34% viscose, 2% elastane. And next up from there we have Massimo Dutti. These were £99.95. We're going to call that £100 throughout this video because it's much easier. Also a 36 size 8, and they are 98% viscose and 2% elastane. From there we go to COS, who also 36 size 8. These are £115. The composition is 34% polyester, 42% wool, and 4% elastane. Interestingly, the last 3 are almost exactly the same in their composition. Next, Filippa K. These are I will say it now, these are the ones that you need to take a note of the sizing. I did not, I got a size 36. And literally just now when checking their sizing and the composition of them online, realised that they class a 36 as a UK 10. They're a European brand, so I didn't double check it, but I'm going to talk a lot about the sizing of these trousers in particular. And it makes sense now that I realise I've got a size up. So pay attention to the size guides. Don't assume, like I did, even though it's a European brand. So it's a size 36, which in their sizing is a size 10 that I have here. £270, 54% polyester, 44% wool, 2% elastane. Toteme is the final one, the most expensive brand. I'm really excited to test these ones actually, because I used to love Toteme as a brand, and in recent years haven't actually bought anything from them in a long time because I really think their quality went off the boil. So I'm looking forward to reintroducing them and see how it goes. Size 36 for them, £370. Their 36 is a UK 8, sorry, I should have said that. £337, not 37, that would be nice. 55% polyester, 45% wool. And let's go into the sort of vlog section of this. Hello guys, you'll have just watched the intro to this video and I will have talked through the 5 trousers, but I'm filming this not in the right order, and so I'm going to do the middle section more vlog style, because for some of the brands, Massimo Dutti and Filippa K, that's the only 2, I ordered more than 1 pair. I actually ordered 4 pairs from Filippa K, which haven't arrived yet, and 2 from Massimo Dutti, because the thing that I find really hard about finding black trousers is that one pair of trousers could be called like straight leg, the next one wide leg, the next one relaxed fit, the next one boot cut, and all of them online look identical. So where there was some, Filippa K was especially, this was especially the case of Filippa K, where there's quite a lot that looks similar and not a clear one to pick, I've ordered more than 1, and then I will be returning the ones. So the first pair, I'm going to have to match the product codes with what they're called online and write it on the screen. Oh my god, these are good, because I can't work out which is which. Oh, these are so good. These are ridiculously good. These fit me incredibly. Perfect straight leg. I don't know what, I don't have a single negative thing to say about them. Look at that fit through the waist. High rise, I'd say. My belly button's there. Amazing length. Wow, okay, let's try the second pair on. Fabric on these doesn't feel as nice. The other one feels a bit heavier and more expensive. More expensive is quite a vague way of describing how fabric feels, isn't it? So I'll try and hone in on what I mean by that. But yeah, these instantly don't feel as nice. Still a great fit though. Wow, God. I need to start looking for more Massimo Dutti trousers. I really wrongly assumed, because I normally find high street brands like Zara, they're the part of the same group, aren't they? Often too short, but these are really good too. Much more lightweight, more flowing fabric, slightly wider through the leg. They have a like open button fastening here, slightly lower rise, but this is probably actually perfectly mid-rise. Amazing fit through the hips and waist. I'm so impressed with them both. These are a really great length too. Oh my gosh. Which ones do we think actually? The other ones feel more expensive and more like a suiting fabric. This still feels like a tailored trouser, but it's just so much more flowing. I think we're going to go with the first ones for this video. I just walked into this room and noticed something that might be a deal breaker for some of you. These ones, the first ones I tried on, the slightly straighter ones, have a slight shine. These, as you can see, are much more matte. Excuse the fact these haven't been steamed, as you literally just saw me take them out of the packaging. But yeah, I personally don't think I mind it. Maybe makes them slightly less versatile and way more evening-y. I hadn't noticed it. Let's get back in the bedroom. I hadn't noticed it as much when I was trying it on in here. Yeah, it's less kind of noticeable. Not all noticeable in the mirror, but something maybe to note. But gosh, they're so good. What a great fit. This coat is very old from Ray. I think I love seeing these jackets on other people, and on me I think I always look a bit silly. Do I look silly? Anyway, I might change the jacket. I put on the Todd's shoes, Everlane cashmere knit. But yeah, these are good. These are really good. I'm impressed. This is a very high first bar for a £100 pair of trousers. I think they look more expensive. They feel more expensive. It's just pretty impressed. Okay, I'm having an working at home day, so excuse, I look like a bit of a sort of mad professor. But 2 parcels just arrived. Toteme and Filippa K. What we're going to do now is try on all the Filippa K ones to work out which pair we're focusing on. Update on the Massimo Dutti, I wore them for 3 days in a row. Absolutely love them. Another really good thing that happened with them is that I am a messy cow. There's no 2 ways about it. I'm not a very tidy person, and accidentally left them scrunched up on a chair, which I didn't mean to do. Flung them onto the chair into a pile of black clothes when I got into bed, and then realised I hadn't hung them up. But it's very bad, in some ways very good for the purpose of this video, because then the next day I went to wear them and I was like, oh shit, these are so scrunched up, really creased. Just put them on anyway to go downstairs. Thought I'll iron these when I get downstairs. Lo and behold, forgot to do that. A few hours later, they dropped. So they definitely crease, but they also drop without ironing, which in my books is great. So we set a really high bar. Gonna see how they wash obviously at the end of the video. I'm interested with the shiny fabric, how that goes. But yeah, let's do Filippa K. Okay, these are the, I have to match them up with the product code. So I ordered 4 pairs from Filippa K because they all did really look very similar. These are the tailored wool trousers. Let's try these on first. Tailored wool trousers. Oh, slightly too big. I've got my usual size. I could definitely have gone a size down. There's quite a lot of extra room in here. So it's giving for like a baggier fit over the crotch. The crotch is quite long. I think if they were sitting up here, they would maybe look a bit of a better fit. Really nice fabric, quite lightweight, great length, very true straight leg, I would say. But yeah, just unfortunately a little bit too big and too much fabric here. So let's probably not test these. Right, these are the high waist boot cut trousers. Now obviously the word boot cut isn't what we're focusing on in this video, but this is why I wanted to make this, because sometimes what's considered a boot cut online, or is called that, can actually sit very straight leg, which I'm going to show you now. This to me is more the shape that I was looking for as opposed to the tailored wool trouser, and they're not that boot cut at all. Also, still could have sized down. I'm not going to swap these for a different size. Should I? I just don't. No, I'm not. They do, like, once I have a belt on and everything, they do fit and they're sort of sitting where they should. There's just a bit of extra space, but I think it's actually just going to make them kind of comfortable. And I don't think the extra space is particularly compromising where they're sitting on the body. The length of these is great. The fabric undeniably feels more expensive than the Massimo Dutti ones, there's no two ways about it. Whether or not it looks more expensive, maybe if you had an incredibly good eye for something. These have a very subtle, not a herringbone stripe, but a slight striped texture running through them, which I think sort of adds to the luxury of the fabric, and these are a great fit. So far I like these, but would we call these boot cut? I personally would not, and yet this is how they're described online. But amazing length, actually amazing fit, so I'm really pleased with these. Right, these are called the tailored cotton trousers. These are much heavier in fabric, more similar to like a Dickies kind of fabric. These are no good as well, definitely prefer the boot cut ones. Again, should have sized down, maybe that's going to be my sizing recommendation for Filippa K. Great length though, really nice and straight. These, if you're looking for a heavyweight cotton trouser that is like a Dickies, but a little bit smarter, these are great, but I think these are too different to include. Okay, so these are the Hutton trousers, but we're not going to do these. We're going to do the boot cut trousers, even though they're not boot cut in my eyes. I'm hosting my book club tonight, so I'll wear them this evening and show you them styled up then. For now, I'll try on the Toteme and we'll show you those tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. Excuse the suitcase. I have just got back from a weekend away in the Lake District. I wore these are the Filippa K ones. I wore them for book club and I wore them while I was away this weekend. And I've realised I've made a mistake. I was just sort of going over the links and checking them, like all the information. And Filippa K sizing, to them a 36 is a 10 basically. So when I was trying on all those trousers and going, maybe I need to size down in them all. I don't know why I didn't look. I don't feel like I can deduct any sort of points from them for this because the information about the sizing is readily available online. It's on the size guide. I just really stupidly didn't look because I assume I'm a 36 and I know a 36 is my size. So I just didn't think to look, which is frustrating because I do think were these a size down, they'd be really pretty good. So true to size, I would say. It does say on the size and fit notes on the website that if you were between sizes, size up, which kind of does make sense to me actually because these feel a little bit big, but not necessarily an entire size too big, probably half a size. So yeah, I feel like I've just sort of messed this up a little bit really. So double check the size guys. Anyway, I've just got it on with a white t-shirt, Filippa K Coat actually, Todd's shoes, these are getting pretty tatty, a jump around my neck, and I'm going to take this bag from Coach. And yeah, I mean, they're great. I really love them. I'm just finding it hard to give a fair review now because this is my own fault. The quality is great. In feel, they're sort of ever so slightly lighter weight fabric than the Toteme ones, but that isn't sort of compromising how kind of luxurious and expensive they feel. I think the length is great. I know they're called boot cut, but I really think that they're straight leg. And yeah, just the sizing has sort of been an issue. So I think if you are between sizes, I agree with the sizing advice. Go one size up and maybe be prepared to take them to the tailors. But I think for me, if I had sized down, I don't know, maybe they would be much better. But yeah, quality wise, they're really beautiful. And I've made this complicated, haven't I? By accident. So yeah, these are the Filippa K ones. And I will say Filippa K, they're the only brand, maybe COS, no, I don't think so. I think Filippa K are the only brand where I have suit trousers from them that I've had for years. I have a pair that I've had for maybe 6 years now. And I can really, just all of their products actually, the quality is exceptional and it really lasts really well. So I think price point wise, they are worth where they set their pricing because of how great the quality is. And I don't think you're getting particularly much more with the Toteme ones for your money, apart from a brand name. So yeah, that's Filippa K. Good morning, everybody. Today I have on the COS ones. These are great. They have a really good fit to them. I'm wearing a 36. So far all sizes have been a 36. So while there is a part of me that wishes I'd sized down to Filippa K so they fit better, the other part is glad that this is quite an even playing field. These are £115, so what, like £20 more than the Massimo Dutti ones. The texture is more similar to the Filippa K, in that there is kind of a texture to them. They don't have pockets, which I do find a little bit impractical in a trouser, I can't lie. I use my pockets quite a lot. They have a little like fake, oh I don't think you could open up that back pocket, but you know, I like a pocket here. They do have really, excuse me, my tummy rumbling, I haven't eaten yet. Nice wide belt loops. I know I haven't talked about belt loops on the other ones, but there's something about this section here which I think is quite flattering. It's a true mid-rise and it's hitting exactly on my belly button there. I think they fit really nicely over the bum. They're a really great length. Yeah, they're really great. They fit amazingly. They feel really comfortable, they look really smart. Very true straight leg, I would say. I think they look really expensive. They're really good. Not sure what else to say. Very much true to size. Again, like I have a bit of extra space to compare it to the Massimo Dutti, Filippa K one, sorry, but I don't like things to be really tight anyway, so that's the kind of amount of space I would prefer to have. I just have on some loafers from Jamie Heller, this t-shirt and a brand called Still Here. When I did order these trousers, I also got these really nice blue earrings from COS as well. And it's like spring today, so I have deeply missed wearing this vintage suede jacket throughout the winter. It's too lightweight, so I've been waiting for the day when this is warm enough. I mean, like, it's just, you've seen me in it before, but I love it. And I think this is like the perfect styling of a smart trouser as well, something oversized, a little bit worn in. Plain white t-shirt. You could do a number of pair of shoes with this, obviously, and it would look great. But yeah, this is me. I think the trousers are good. Okay, I just realised they do have a pocket here, but it's not a proper pocket. But there is a pocket, but you could put a lip balm in it maybe. Just thought I'd show you them like this as well. Super straight through the leg. Really nice. Really great. Perfect length, actually, I would say. They all have been. Good afternoon, guys. A very sunny afternoon. Been bopping about in the weekday ones today. Just been at home, hence the slobby outfit, bare feet kind of a look. Also, it's really sunny, isn't it? Which is lovely, but not always lovely for the lighting. I don't know where to stand. What's going on here? These are so comfortable. They're really soft because they're sort of more like a jersey material almost. Not quite, but not as sort of heavy or textured or anything like that as the other pairs. But yeah, they just are unfortunately my least favourite, kind of for that reason. I think things like the lack of centre crease, not pleat, centre crease. They've got like the darts here, and they're still really nice and they have a really nice fit to them. But overall, I feel like it kind of stops them being such a smart black pant. They feel like more of a casual black pant. And that for me doesn't have much space in my wardrobe, because I would rather have a black jean for a more casual black pant, or like a cotton trouser. This to me is kind of not quite fully doing casual trouser enough, not quite doing smart trouser enough. And like the fabric is really nice, but just doesn't feel like the right thing for a suit trouser. And when I compare the fit and how they look to the Massimo Dutti ones, which is the next one up, obviously they would be what, £45 more? They're worth £45 more, 100%, hands down. There feels like a significant difference. And just the quality, I suppose, and just the shape and the look of the trouser overall. So yeah, these are nice, but they're not going to kind of give them the biggest recommendation, I don't think. So yeah, we've just got Toteme. Whoa, it's so bright. It's right in my eyes. We've just got Toteme left to do, which I'm excited about. And then they're all going to go in the washing machine with slightly bated breath, I think. I've got the Toteme ones on. It's the same day as the weekday ones, and I'm just going out for the evening. I'm actually going out in an hour or so, but I wanted to film this while it's still light. And yes, I do have odd shoes on. I think this might be a bit too boring. I'm going for dinner with Guinness, so I thought I'd dress like a pint of Guinness, because I've never had an original thought in my life. Anyway, this bag is new and therefore full of paper. Toteme. Woo! It's actually quite nice to be able to show it with a tank top like I did with the cutaways. These are good. Really, 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 really good. Similar in fit to the COS, if I had to liken them most to any of the other ones that we have. But the COS ones are slightly more straight through the hips. I think they sit at a very similar point, similar rise, but there's just a bit more shape here, which I find really, really flattering. Again, excellent length. They fit. Again, I've got a bit of space, got a bit of extra space, but this, to me, I think is exactly how I would want the pair of trousers to fit. I like a bit of looseness, like I said already. The fabric feels lovely, it feels really nice and heavy. There's a nice texture to it. It does have pockets. The length is pretty perfect. Really, really impressed with them. Quality-wise, there's not like a huge noticeable difference in how these feel at all compared to the Filippa K and COS ones. Obviously, this is really hard to really judge it unless I do a review of these again in like 6 months' time or a year's time, because of just wearing them for a day or two. They all kind of feel the same. So I do think there's an element of paying for the brand name here, and that for an extra £100, you don't get anything particularly more special than the Filippa K ones. And what is really unhelpful about this video, or when I conclude this video, is that I think the main difference for all of you choosing which ones you want to buy or buying trousers is your body type, and how the slightest difference in the cut of a pair of trousers like this can make quite a big difference to how they sit. And you just want them to sit kind of quite loosely, I think, really nice and straight through the leg, so that they're sort of, I don't know, they're not drowning you or anything like that. They're not overly oversized, but they're still quite elegant as opposed to being overly masculine. Not that masculine dressing can't be elegant at all, but you know, we're not doing like big baggy oversized dressing with these sort of trousers. Anyway, styling wise, mango tank, a wool blazer from Scal Studios. This is like the perfect evening jacket for spring, I think, because it's really quite heavy. I can't decide what shoes I want to wear. I've either got my Prada, Mary Janes, or these Sir shoes. Do I want something more feminine or something more masculine? This bag, believe it or not, because it looks so expensive, it feels so expensive, Mango. It's one of those absolute high street gems. This, if you told me this was like, I don't know, I can't think of a brand that would do this, Bodhi, something like that, I would believe you. It's so nice. It's really like weighty through the bottom. So yeah, I'll leave a link to that because I think you'll really like it. Got those COS earrings on again. Do you know what? I think I might just wear this. I feel nice in it, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Nice high street accessories just to decide on the shoes. And final bit, I'm going to wash these all tomorrow and then we'll sit down and talk them through. But yeah, Toteme ones are great, but definitely an element of paying for the brand name. Okay, I've just finished doing some washing. I've just taken the Filippa K and the Weekday ones, well, a few hours ago out of the wash, just tried them on again. Those are the only two I ended up washing because I decided to go with the washing instructions on each of the labels. It felt kind of unfair to go against that, and then if something went wrong and it had actually said dry clean only and I hadn't, the instructions are there for a reason. And the only two that said you could put them in the washing machine were the Weekday and the Filippa K, both on just like a 30-degree gentle wash. Interestingly though, I think it's interesting anyway, that the Toteme and the COS and the Filippa K are almost identical in their composition, and yet the Filippa K ones are the only ones that say you can put them in the wash. But no change there. Others are dry clean only, which I haven't gone and done because we wouldn't expect any change from a dry clean, and none of them actually need washing yet, so I thought that would have just been a slightly pointless exercise. So yeah, the washing section hasn't changed any of my opinions on these. I would also, for what it's worth, personally just wash them all. I probably wouldn't dry clean them. I would just put them in a really gentle wash, even the ones that say dry clean only. So yes, that's where we're up to. Generally with trousers like that, I would really rarely wash them anyway. Only if I got something on them, and even then I would try and just kind of get the stain out. With all trousers, including jeans, I wash them as little as possible. So yes, without further ado, let's go through the final review of these 5 trousers. In last place, we have Weekday. Yes, they are the most affordable. They are £45 cheaper. Is that right? £45 cheaper than the Massimo Dutti ones. But I really just think you get a lot more for your money in terms of the overall look, the feel of the fabric, just everything about them actually feels so much worth spending a bit more money on. And I think the Weekday ones for me sit too much in between a smart trouser and a casual trouser because of the slightly cotton-like fabric. It feels almost jersey-ish, and yeah, I just don't think that they look expensive really. So yeah, I'm not going to recommend Weekday for these. I love their jeans. Recommend them for jeans, maybe not for smart trousers. Okay, I'm really umming and ahhing about 4th, 3rd and 2nd place. I have a clear 1st place one, but in 4th place I'm going to put Toteme, which often ends up happening when I'm unsure about where to put it, because unless I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, these are clearly like absolutely like heads and shoulders above the rest, they're so good, then for the most part I'm going to say you don't have to go and spend over £300 on a pair of trousers. There are equally good ones available. That being said, I really like the Toteme ones. I said in one of the, I can't remember which trousers I had on, but about how your body type as an individual is probably going to really dictate which ones your favourite would be. Really unhelpful, I know, but I'm very straight up and down through my hips. I don't like go in at all at my waist, just very straight up and down. And the Toteme ones give me like a slight more of a sort of hint of a curve, if you will, which I find more flattering. And I think the quality of them is beautiful. The fit of them is really great. But equally, the COS ones are incredibly similar. I do think the Toteme has some differences in the fit that I prefer. It definitely cinches you in a tiny bit more. The COS ones are sit very straight on the hips. But to say there is a, £250 price difference here, roughly. You know, that's a really minimal difference, and it won't change any styling opportunities. Nobody would notice unless you have just done what I have done and bought 5 of almost identical pair of trousers. If I hadn't bought the Toteme, I'd have tried the COS ones on and been like, oh my god, these are great, I love the fit of these. So I'm going to put Toteme in 4th place, but while also recommending them at the same time. And as I often say in these videos, if you want to splurge, if you want to really treat yourself, if you actually really want to have like a nice brand and you love the brand and you like aligning yourself with that brand for whatever reason, I think they're a great pair of trousers. I need to do like a recap testing basics at some point, and normally talk about it in vlogs here and there to see how the quality of these go long term. Obviously, if you're wearing something like this for a week or so, I'm not expecting any drastic things to happen to them at all in terms of the quality. But yeah, Toteme quality I think has been a bit hit and miss over recent years. In third place, I'm going to put Filippa K. I obviously messed this up myself. The information about the sizing was readily available on the internet. I can't blame anything but myself. Try as I might, I would love to be able to blame something else and not just me being stupid for having got that wrong. Yes, should have double checked. I will definitely go and get them tailored, and I think that says a lot about how much I like them to want to spend some more money to make them just the right fit as well. So I think I also want to put Filippa K in third place for kind of slightly unfair reasons compared to all the others, because I have trousers from Filippa K that I've had for years and years and years and years, and they last beautifully. I've dry cleaned all of, oh, do you know what? I think I do normally dry clean my Filippa K trousers, but I have just put these in the wash and there's been no issue. I like the fact that they say that you can wash them. I think that is generally way more realistic for everybody than having to schlep to them from a dry cleaners all the time. So I like the fact that that's what the washing label says, and they've been completely fine. They've come out the wash perfectly. There's been no issue whatsoever. So I think that's good. It makes something more low maintenance, more wearable. And yeah, I think it's a really, really great quality brand. And there's not much difference in how they feel at all compared to the COS ones, I wouldn't say. And they are over £100 more. But I think overall as a brand, I would vouch for their quality being really, really well aligned to their price point. And obviously in this instance, we're talking about items which are almost identical in their composition as well, which makes it like a really fair and interesting test. But I do really recommend Filippa K as a brand. Size down, that's what we've learned on this. I think it was interesting to try all different pairs on from them. There was 4 different ones, and I hope that was a kind of good demonstration of how slight changes in the fit can make the overall thing look a bit different. They are called bootleg. There is maybe a slight bootleg cut to them, but they really sit like a straight leg. And the quality is beautiful and it's a great brand. But like I said, what I always hope for these videos is that we find some high street heroes, which I think we have done. In second place, we're going to put COS. As I said, very straight up and down on the hips. I think if you had a bigger bum, tinier waist, if you were more hourglass, you would find that they would sit very much off your hips. So if that's more your body type, I would recommend, I think the Filippa K ones would work really well for that, and I think the Toteme ones would, and the Massimo Dutti ones coming in at first place. But for my body type, the COS ones work. I think for £115, I think they were. I think they're a really, really, really great pair of trousers. I like the fact that the composition is the same. The feel of them, I was talking about the texture throughout the video. They feel very, very, very similar to the Toteme ones. Toteme ones are slightly heavier in weight, but the COS ones feel incredibly similar. The only ones that feel wildly different are the Weekday ones. And yeah, I think really great pair of trousers for that £100 mark. They've done a great job, really classic. You could have them for years and years. Again, time will tell how the quality compares to the more expensive ones, but for the duration of this video, there's been no issues. And that leaves in first place Massimo Dutti. I, again, think this is kind of my winner because of my own body type. The sizing online, I was checking it, does say that they fit on the smaller side, which I would agree with. I think as we saw throughout this video, I sort of like trousers to sit a little bit looser. I don't like to be uncomfortable in clothes or anything like that. So the Massimo Dutti probably fit like a smaller version of each size, which actually makes them quite form-fitting for me. But they do still manage to feel really comfortable. I wore these for a few days and had no issues. I wasn't going out for dinner and things and wasn't sat feeling like I needed to undo my trousers or anything like that. They still felt really comfortable. And yeah, I think the fit of them is really special. I really think you should take note of the slight shininess. Again, that's going to be personal preference. I have found it really, really not noticeable at all when I've been out and about each day. Like, really can't tell the difference. I've taken photos of all these trousers as well, and you really can't tell that there's a shine on them, but it is worth noting. And I do think the quality, it doesn't feel as luxurious, Certainly not as luxurious as the Toteme, Filippa K and COS ones, but I think what it lacks for in that, just it makes up for in the fit, for me personally. Like, those are the ones that when I put them on, I was like, oh wow, I found some trousers that I feel great in. And they looked really good. They were really flattering. The length was great. Really good, true straight leg, not too wide, not too skinny. Fit really nice over the hips and bum. Again, so personal to me and my body type too. But those were the ones that when I put them on, I was like, oh, these are really, really good trousers. They definitely creased the most in terms of, I did a shoot yesterday with them all, so they all were in a suitcase. And when I pulled them all out, the ones that looked the most creased were by far the Massimo Dutti ones, but they definitely drop without ironing, definitely. You just need to keep them hung up, wear them for an hour or so, and it's going to be fine. But they do crease the most. The rest, like the Toteme ones, hadn't creased at all. So yeah, this final review has sort of been based very much on the fit on me as an individual. But I think you've got some great options there. And the Weekday is the only one that I kind of would actively not recommend, because I just don't think they quite fit the bill for what we're looking for here. Whereas all the others would offer a great styling opportunity to dress up or dress down as well. And truly, I think it's going to be you being able to sort of have your eye for what you know suits you best, and also just how much you want to invest in a pair of black trousers. They're a forever piece, but I think really we've got a forever piece with spending £100 at Massimo Dutti here as well. So yeah, any drastic changes, I'm going to keep wearing them all. I'll get the Filippa K ones tailored and show you that in a vlog. Any drastic changes with any of them, I will let you know. But like I said, wash them as little as you can. Follow the washing instructions, or don't. I probably won't be, but I definitely, avoid washing things unless I really have to. Just keeps things better for longer, for sure. So yeah, everything will be linked in the description box. I hope you enjoyed this one. I've really enjoyed making this. And I will see you in the next one.